I joined Enfield in 1955 and I was 22 years old then.
And how did you come to join Enfield?
Terry asked for a trial with Enfield for the 1955-56 season. We were accepted and we went down for pre-season training before the season started.
How old were you when you joined Enfield?
I was 20, and as Clem says, we were playing Sunday morning football, and we wanted to see if we were any good and try a higher league than Sunday morning football. So we thought Enfield was there was an alternative of going to the one in Edmonton, Tufnell Park or something it was called, but we decided to give Enfield a go.
Did you have aspirations of playing at a high level, or were you pure and simply playing for fun?
At school, I always wanted to play for Spurs. Always.
Still do?
I've given up hope now.
I just love playing football. I would play football anywhere, anytime. If somebody gave me a ball, I would just kick a ball in the street, anywhere, all the way on round to school, all the way home again. I just love playing football.
At the time you joined, the club had 3 teams. They had the first team, the reserve team and the A team. Did you automatically start off in the lowest team, or did you start in the reserves?
No, I think we both got into the pre-season trial game. They used to have a practice game, and then we both got into the reserve side, didn't we? And it went from there, really. The reserve, if I remember correctly, the reserves didn't start off too well, and you dropped down to the A side, didn't you? And I continued until about Christmas time, when I went down to the A side, when Dickie Dunn asked me if I would like, because I wasn't getting the game, if I would like to join the A side and play for them.
Okay. Terry, despite the fact you only just joined the club fairly recently, you both made your first team debuts within about the first month of joining the club.
Yeah.
What's the story of your debut at Hendon?
Well, we were told we were going to see the first team play Hendon in a Middlesex charity cup, and we got on the coach. He said, bring your kit in case, which we did, and when we got to the ground, Alex White, the manager, said, you're both playing. So we went out and we realised the reason was it was a charity shield match. They weren't interested in any gate money, and the idea was that we should lose, but we didn't. We won 1-0, so we did the wrong thing, really.
Did all the players train together, or did you all train as separate groups of players?
Yeah, we all trained together, a whole lot.
Okay. And how often did you train at the club?
Well, it was supposed to be 2 nights a week, Tuesday and Thursday, but one of the reasons, well, maybe I wasn't good enough, but one of the reasons I got moved down to the A side, I said to Alex White, I was doing my banking exams, and evening classes were on a Tuesday, so I couldn't train Tuesday night. So he said, well, you're not going to get in the first team training 1 night a week, so there's no point in playing the reserves. You might as well play in the A side for a year. I wanted to play football, but my mother gave me a bit of a rollicking and said, no, you don't, evening classes come first. And it turned out that she was right.
Clem, as far as your footballing career is concerned, you worked infringe on that at all?
Not to start with, but I left Enfield in 1958-59 because of the same reasons that Terry's given, that I had to go to evening classes, and one of the evening classes was on a training night, and I was only training 1 night a week, and so my fitness kind of suffered, and with the heavy grounds and things like that, and plus pressure from the parents, that I had to kind of go to the evening classes, and so I had to give up Enfield, much to my displeasure, really.
When you played for the A team, which was the 3rd team of the club, whereabouts did you play your home matches?
Here.
At the athletic stadium?
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
What were the facilities like compared to the main stadium?
They were, compared to some of the pitches that we played on away games, this was brilliant, really, and I think that the opponents really like coming here and to play on it. It's a lovely pitch, and I always thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know about you, Tel.
Well, it was maintained for athletics, so that I always thought it was one of the best pitches I played on, better than the stadium, because this was absolutely immaculate. And the changing rooms at the stadium weren't exactly first class, were they?
Well, the big bath was
plunge
good
bath,
afterwards.
yeah, big plunge baths and.
What sort of facilities did they have downstairs? I mean, were there just individual showers, or was it?
I don't know what we had here, did we?
I think showers, I think.
Did we? Oh.
Yeah, I think it was showers.
And then it was a case of adjourning to the bar afterwards for a drink. Did they
No,
have a bar here?
no. I don't know how we would have made our way home, really, do you?
You just get the bus, I would think.
Or we'd walk through the playing fields up to the station and then...
Yeah, because we lived in Tottenham at the time. So it was up to Enfield Town Station and train to home.
If you were going to play a match at an away ground, did you just make your own way to the ground and meet up there? I mean,
Yeah.
there wasn't a coach or anything like
Oh,
that.
no.
No, it was cars, if anything, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
Some of the teams you played, they'd be works teams.
Yes.
Did they have their own private sports grounds?
Yes, yeah. There was one over the other side of the Great Cambridge Road that used to be quite good. Was it Rubberoid or something? Ripholtz?
Yes.
Ripholtz, and that was quite a good ground, I think, if I seem to remember. But there was another one over towards 40 Hall. That was quite good. But a lot of the games were on the playing field.
One of the teams, Highfield, they still operate a social side. They were at my golf club the other week, and I saw the name Highfield Football Club Old Boys and had a chat with them. And there were a few names or a few people there I used to play against when we played Highfield.
When you played against the works teams, did they look upon you as up and coming young aspiring footballers, or did you come across some of the few old rough centre halves who want to test out your spirit?
I feel they, playing for Enfield, that they put a little more effort in playing against Enfield. It was, you know, we'll kind of beat Enfield sort of thing. That's how I felt, really. But we did quite well, though, didn't we? Really.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You had your own managers or coaches, and some names would be Cecil Cox, Bill Bridges, and Dickie Dunn. What do you remember of them?
I remember Cecil Cox. That first time I played in the reserves, we were away at Redhill or somewhere, and he came up to me, and I was, I'd say 19, 20, something like that, and he said, "You're centre forward, you know your first job, don't you?" So I'd read, you know, you think, well, I read all the book. Yeah, score goals and that. He said, "No, first time the goalkeeper catches the ball, hit him in the back of the net." And I said, "But that means a free kick." He said, "Yes, but he won't do it again." And I thought, this is coaching from senior amateur football. And his son played for us, didn't he, Peter Cox?
Yeah, Peter Cox. Peter Cox, yeah, he was out on the right wing.
Yeah, he played.
And Cecil, he was the coach for at least the first and second season. But what I remember about him was that I got injured playing Sunday football one time, and I was due to play a midweek game, I think it was, and so I tried to phone him, couldn't phone him, and as I was off work, I kept phoning, couldn't phone him. So I decided, I had his address and decided to cycle all the way over to Barnet somewhere, I think it was, while I was off. Got a little note out saying I couldn't play for the Wednesday game. Thought I was all kosher and it was okay. Then when I turned up Thursday or the next Saturday, where were you? We were a man short. I says, "But I left you a note. We don't live there anymore," he says.
But they weren't really coaches. They were
secretaries.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they just got you to the ground and looked after you.
Looked after you, basically.
Because actually Cecil Cox used to play for Enfield's first team before the war, and he also played for Finchley. So I mean, he was a fairly experienced.
Yeah. He told us how he wants to play. Me playing a fullback, he used to like you have the pivot system where the centre half was in the middle, and if the play was up the right wing, then the right fullback went forward, and vice versa, and you would come behind the centre half to give cover. That's basically the coaching we got, really.
What about Bill Bridges? Do you have any members of him?
Well, that final we go on about, he was captain of the A-team, wasn't that?
Yeah, I think he was playing centre half.
Yeah, he was very good, Bill. Yeah, he was a nice guy. He was a bit old for the rest of us, so we were all 20s. He must be a lot older than us, I think, Will.
I think he played in the 40s for Enfield.
Yeah, a nice man. And Dickie Dunn, he just walked around with us, looked after us.
Dickie Dunn was lovely, I thought. He was a good chap.
Their primary concern was organising the team and getting 11 you off the pitch on the weekend.
Yeah.
There was no coaching or anything like that.
No.
Okay. Did you get any sort of financial recompense for your time when you were playing football? Did you get expenses money?
No, never. Not a penny.
I asked for expenses once, and I think they gave me my train fare from Tottenham for a week, but the following week I wasn't included in reserve side, so I thought that I better not ask for any more, because I like to play football as well.
When you used to play your matches, were you ever aware of George Ludford and Alex White coming down and watching you?
I can't ever remember, apart from that once when we said we got to the final and Alex came to the final. But that's all. They never really visited. But they must have done sometime to move us up a level some weeks.
If they were going to be short of a player in the first team, I think they allocated one of the committee members to kind of look, because I remember playing at Redhill once, and the captain, might have been Ron Spenlove, said, "There's somebody watching you today to go to see if you'll be able to go into the first team," and it didn't work because I didn't get into the first team. But I think that they allocated a person to come on the coach if it's an away game, or to watch from the stand if it was a home game, if they wanted. They knew that the player wasn't going to be available and that you could fill in for them.
And the call-ups to the higher team could come at quite short notice, couldn't they, Terry?
I was playing here one Saturday afternoon and we kicked off, and somebody came running up to the touchline and called over to me, "Get in the car." And what's going on? I got in the car. They ended up with 10 men. They drove me back to the stadium. Somebody hadn't turned up for the match on the stadium, so I had to go back there and play in that. So it was 2 matches in a day.
Now, Terry, your celebrity comes out of playing in the Tottenham Charity Cup final, a
Oh.
match you both played in at White Hart Lane.
That's it.
You were both Spurs fans.
Yep. Oh yeah, getting off the bus, walking along Tottenham High Road and going in. I always wanted to do that, but just put it nicely, I was hoping it would be playing for Spurs, but this was second best it would do. I came straight from work. That's what it was, an evening game, so you finished work and nipped down the Spurs to play, and no warming up, just ran out and started.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll tell you, playing on the Spurs ground with about 100 people there makes it look big, doesn't it?
It does.
Gosh, unbelievable. When the ball went out of play, you had to leap over the barriers and go up on the terracing and get your ball back because there was nobody there to get it.
So the match was against Brimstone Rovers, so it was a local derby. Went to extra time.
Yeah.
And with Enfield losing 3-2.
Yep.
Terry,
Yeah, that's 3-2, yeah.
you sprung into action.
Oh, like a salmon leaping, wasn't I? Oh, God. This guy we were talking about earlier, Barry Brooks, I always remember he took a free kick and I jumped up and it went in the net and they're all screaming at me, you've scored, and I said, I had cramp. That's all I was interested in. But when we came in, Alex White couldn't believe it, could he? No. Said you shouldn't have drawn that game, you should have been beaten. But I think the goalkeeper, did he stop 2 penalties? Paul Anderson
did.
Yeah,
early on, Paul Anderson stopped 2 penalties. And we were winning 2-1 just before the final whistle, because my father was in the stand watching me, and he said that they'd actually put our ribbons on the cup before to be presented to us, and they scored right in the last seconds, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
And so we had extra time, didn't
but
we?
Our fitness told.
Yeah, how long did I ask you come inside for?
Yeah.
Because you abandoned your usual left-back role, you were playing in the forward.
Yeah, I was playing inside forward, inside left, where I used to play with Terry on Sunday morning. Terry used to play centre forward, I used to play inside left on Sunday morning. The A side was easier football for me. I found it much easier, really.
So your family were in the crowd watching
My
that
father was.
Yeah.
My father was.
Did you have any family in the...
Can't remember. No, probably not. It's only mother, but I don't think she'd have bothered to come.